Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's start talking about some triangle theorems. Now, obviously, a triangle has three sides, 1, 2, 3, but it also has three angles, 1, 2, and 3. The first triangle theorem that we need to discuss, we need to talk about the triangle sum theorem. Triangle sum theorem says that the three angles of a triangle have to add up to 180. So angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equals 180. This is not really a terribly shocking piece of information. So angle 1, 2, and 3 add up to 180. Now this becomes exceedingly useful when we have something like this. I have 40, I have 60, now I need to find this angle over here. What is that angle? Well, we would take 40 plus 60 plus x equals 180 by triangle sum theorem. Then we can say this is 100 plus x equals 180 by angle addition. And then, of course, we could subtract 100 from both sides. X equals 80 by subtraction. And there we go. And what we've in essence done is done a short proof based on the given information. So remember, everything we're doing with these in geometry is we're giving both a statement and a reason. If you can't back it up with a reason, then you haven't really said anything of value. So that's one of the things that we have to do. The next piece of the puzzle is we have the remote interior angles theorem. Remote interior angle says if an exterior angle of a triangle, so this of course being exterior because it is outside, you have that has to be equal to the sum of two remote interior angles. So the remote interior angles theorem says that angle 1 has to be the same as the sum of 2 and 3. So angle 1 equals angle 2 plus angle 3. So angle 1 equals angle 2 plus angle 3. Not terribly shocking information, but let's prove it here. If I take a situation like this, and I know that this is 120 degrees, I want to prove that these two angles over here add up to 120 degrees. So to do that, I'm going to have angle 1, 2, and 3. Well, I can easily say that angle 1 plus 120 equals 180 by linear pair. All right. Now, I can also say that angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equals 180, again by triangle sum theorem. Triangle sum theorem. And what we'll find is this remote interior angles theorem is actually corollary to the triangle sum. A corollary is another theorem that is based off a previous theorem. Now, in our case, we have that 1 plus 120 equals 180 and 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 180. So if they both equal 180, I can simply say angle 1 plus 120 equals angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 by substitution. By taking this piece and this piece, because they're both equal to 180, I could subtract angle 1, and now I'm left with 120 equals 2 and 3. So I'd be left with 120 equals angle 2 plus angle 3. Now, they're called remote interior angles because if something's a remote, if you have a remote cabin in the woods, it's away from things, it's far away. So 120 is over here, 2 and 3 are on the far side of the triangle. So you have remote interior angles. Now, that brings us to a couple other pieces of the puzzle. If we know that we have this 180 degree thing going on, we can easily say that in any right triangle, that the remaining two angles must be acute. Well, in this case, what we can say is we could say that angle 1 plus angle 2 plus 90 equal 180 by triangle sum. That is true. Now, I can easily, because it's 90, subtract 90 from both sides. And so I have angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 90. And that's by subtraction. Now, here's the thing. So how do I actually prove that something is acute? Well, an acute angle is less than 90. So if I have angle 1 plus, and I subtract angle 2 from both sides, I can say angle 1 equals 90 minus angle 2. And provided angle 2 is greater than 0, angle 1 is going to be less than 90 degrees, because 90 take away anything is going to be less than 90. So by definition of acute angle. So 90 take away anything has got to be less than 90, so that has to be acute angle. Now, I could have done the same thing with angle 1, and it would have been no deal. Now you say, well, how do you know that 2 is worth something? Because if I have 3 angles, to be a triangle, each angle has to be a valued angle. It is impossible for me to have a 90 here and a 90 here. That would be a triangle with 2 right angles. And to have a triangle with 2 right angles, I no longer have a triangle because these 2 are never going to cross. And so by having 2 90-degree angles, it proves that whatever 90 minus 2 is has to be leaving an acute angle. Now, that actually brings us to another theorem, and that says that a triangle has no more than one obtuse or right angle. Now, the 2 smallest angles bigger than acute would be 2 90s. And if I have 90 plus 90 plus blank equals 180, these 2 together already make 180, so it is impossible to have a third angle that equals anything without going over 180. So our theorem says that a triangle has no more than one obtuse right or right angle. So for example, in an acute triangle, I have 1, 2, 3 acute triangle or acute angles. In an obtuse triangle, I can only have 1 obtuse angle. And in a right triangle, I can only have 1 right angle. So 1 and 1, these are 3 acute. So, couple theorems to start taking a look at. Now, if we were to put that to use, we would have something as follows. We have 120, we have x, and we have 3x. Find x. Number 2, we have something in the neighborhood of the following. Find angle 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Okay, and we can do a number of other problems after that. So go ahead and do those problems right there as homework.